sure.
Ever see Airborne?
No.
That was a rollerblading movie in late 90s.
We called them Fruitbooters. It was like watching a car wreck. You're like, ooh,
Yikes.
ay. It's not like he's roller skating there.
It's rollerblading, asshole. Rollerblading. Clean my fucking cube, asshole. I poo-poo all this shit.
Stick around, cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it big.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show.
The Daredevil, because it comes out Friday, and we're all super hyped about that.
thought
We all know next week's episode is going to be all about that.
I got a review. I got a review on Black Ops.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, didn't that just pop out?
Yeah,
Our
it came out
local.
Friday.
You're a game aficionado.
Yeah. How is that? I thought you were all about Red Dead Redemption
It
number
doesn't
2.
come out until 25th.
Yeah, Cindy was listening to the last week's intro because I was playing it. Like I'll listen to it after I cut it, and then she was like, "Dude, what's with your opening?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Well,
She
how you
goes,
changed it?
I didn't know I changed it.
Well, you started. You didn't do the opening. Were you talking about the main opening?
No, how I say the opening. I'll go. I'll do the hello and welcome to that, and it's like, yeah, you're starting to sound like you're trying to do radio type of thing. I was like, fuck, really?
Dude.
I was like, I don't want to sound like that. He goes, listen to it, and then that's all I heard.
You just got to be like, hello. This
And
is
then and then Cindy was like, go back to like second or third episode. I didn't. It was a lot more reserved.
trying to upscale us, John. That's what it
Fucked
is.
it up, man. I'm gonna be like, well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I saw Stars Born. Fucking awesome.
Good movie.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
I'm the odd man
I
out, man.
got the last. It was like last minute. Shannon's mom said she watched Taylor at Saturday, so I got the tickets up front for me and Shannon. It sucked in that sense, but the movie was. I mean, she was phenomenal, but I gotta hand it to Bradley Cooper, man.
Dude.
The effort he put into learning the guitar and singing,
Yeah, man,
was
legit.
A+ across the board.
I told you, I teared up, man.
It did, man.
I teared up when
soul, Jamie.
Well, I'm sorry. When Sam Elliott fucking cries, it's okay to
Don't
cry.
ruin it, man.
It's okay to cry.
Yeah.
When he cries, it's okay to cry.
That's when I cried. When he gets out of the truck.
Yes.
And I was like this. And Brian looks over. She's like, pussy.
No. She doesn't know Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott.
He's a man's man.
Damn right. And he was tearing the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's okay to cry.
Yeah, he was tearing up.
How about you? You roll a tear?
A little bit.
I
got choked up. Shannon didn't see it.
I did it because like I caught myself and I made kind of a noise and I was like, damn.
Know what I'll do?
I'm trying a hooded sweatshirt.
Know what I'll do? I'll pretend I'm yawning.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'll do a big stretch because sometimes if you do a hard one, it'll make your eyes water.
Sam Elliott really they both made the scene. The whole movie was their brothers. They're like really far apart in age. And Sam Elliott's the manager, and they gave each other a hard time in the beginning of the movie about shit. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, Dad wasn't the one I idolized, it was you. And he got out of the van. He left.
Oh, damn.
And then Sam Elliott just turned around, backing up the van, and eyes were tearing. And you're like,
boy.
holy shit.
It got me.
It
Dude.
got me too. I told Shannon, I said, Sam Elliott cries, you're okay to cry, dude.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Bradley Cooper just crushed it.
Oh, he was.
I don't understand how that's not beating Venom though. I don't get that.
Is it an R movie?
It is an R movie.
It is an R.
Because you see Gaga brief nudity, like a millisecond of her.
Yeah, you see like a millisecond.
And it might not even be her.
A
probably
bushel.
not. Yeah.
And that's it.
A what?
A bushel.
Because she shuts the door.
A frontal?
Yeah, frontal.
Barely.
Oh, you know, Mr. Skin's on that like white on rice. Like that's paused and like
No, usually when
people have beaten off to that.
But
by
usually,
now.
usually you'll get a cheek, right? Or you may get some boobage.
No, you got full
or something.
frontal.
No kidding.
But it was like a.
But
it was
it's
like
really.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to freeze frame that shit to see.
It's Mr. Skin.
No, I mean, he's going to get it done. Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
speaking of full frontal, I was watching. You know how you just get sucked into something. It doesn't matter if it's even good or not.
How bad was it? Well, what
Eurotrip.
Well, I was going. Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's a good movie though.
I love that movie. So it's
Not good now,
it's a
but it was good growing
It's a
up.
guilty pleasure movie, right? And there's a scene
Matt
where
Damon was in that.
Yeah, it's great. One of the best cameos. There's a scene where they go to one of the best nude beaches in Germany, I think.
I haven't seen it in a
And they
long
go
time.
there, and it's just a bunch of swinging dicks.
Yeah. I know that.
It's like 70 dicks just running. I was like, could you imagine shooting that scene? You got all these, and of every shape and size and everything. First of all, for a bit part like that, you know, I'm proud to say I have nothing to be ashamed of, but I still wouldn't do it.
No,
What do they
fuck
earn?
no,
They
man.
earn like
No, dude.
maybe
Hell
Unless
$2,000.
I was in Jamaica and in the grill, and right next to Jamaica Sandals the Beach and the Grill is that hedonism. They're all like, "You want to go over?" I'm like, "Fuck no, man! I'm good right here, dude.
Yeah.
I don't need to go over there.
Unless,
Why not?
Unless I'm like Jack Napier in that shit. I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm not unleashing the
Boogie
beast.
Nights
Yeah.
and all that, hanging that 13.
He couldn't even do it right. He had to use a
Yeah.
clay cock.
He had a
Yeah.
prosthetic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right. Hey, let's get this show on the road.
I gotta pack the heat, son.
Properly warmed up. Like that? It's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silent disco. They said it's a decent substitute. We did a side by side
To mix
comparison.
with Coke?
Coca-Cola,
No.
Yeah.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Cocaine? No, this is good though.
They
I like
said
it.
A little bit of Tony.
little bit of a substitute for. Matter of fact, the brewery that Cindy works at, the brewer there said that they're very similar to lunch. It's very similar.
When you
It does. It
crack,
has
when
that,
you
like,
crack it
smooth-
open,
It's not like. Yeah.
when you crack it open, shitty music pops out.
Where can you get this at?
Spaz.
Oh, really? Oh, done. Get it.
It's good stuff. Let's get this show on the road.
Make sure you have the intro right. dude.
I'll bring it down.
Bring it down a little bit. Stop curdling your nuts so much.
Now I don't know what the fuck to do.
Do a deep voice.
Do the Jamie voice.
Yeah, I'm smooth as butter.
Smooth jazz.
All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I am Jamie.
So we were running. Yeah, I didn't even know you texted me about stuff that you wanted to talk
I mean,
about.
I just was trying to seeing if there's anything out there that you guys wanted to touch beat on, because there's not outside Daredevil next week, which we know all next week's going to be about Daredevil.
I showed him something before we got here, but it was a fucking bust.
Yeah.
It was like they had like a teaser for the Watchmen series, but then it was
Nothing
and then it was some dickweed like talking about like the 10 best things. Like, thanks for I bit right into it.
I hate that,
and
dude.
the worst is when you sit through the ad.
Oh, yeah. You wait through that 15-second ad before you,
Yep.
and you're like, whatever. And you're like, fuck, man, that sucked.
Yeah.
Although I did wait for an ad 15 seconds to watch the SNL skit of Trump and Conde West.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God, it was almost as funny as the original Trump skit with him. It was so, because they had Jim Brown in the middle
my
of
God.
and they did they were like thinking in their heads. It was shit. We got to watch it afterwards.
I have it on DVR. I will check it out afterwards.
No, we'll watch it afterwards because I want to see your. It's hilarious.
Dude, how crazy is it? And listen, this is not a political podcast at all, but how crazy is it that I like my politics. I know it sounds ignorant. I like my politics, like all the shenanigans hidden. Like all the salacious shit and all the crazy banana behavior and stuff like that. Just shut up. You know, just keep it ignorant.
This is what happens when you get a reality star, and that's all he is.
Yeah.
He's not a great businessman because he's just a sneak.
Yeah,
A reality star to become president.
it is
pretty much what it is.
It's really and someone I read this article where someone said, we're an embarrassment to the rest of the world, and they said no, most countries are just feeling sorry. You know, they're
Well,
like, it'll be okay.
If you watched that 60 Minutes interview last night,
I heard it was horrible.
dude, it was like
what was the interview?
On Trump.
It was Trump, a live interview.
No shit.
And when he was answering the questions, it's like, you know, like I said, not to get political, but it was just like, it was like watching a car wreck. You're like, ooh,
Yikes.
He just can't help himself.
No,
Like your
I just
drunk
like
grandfather at
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
exactly. That's exactly what it's like. And when he was like rambling off stuff, and like you're like, oh, I get no.
Isn't the guy that did the whole thing on 9/11? What the hell is his name? Doing a mute.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Moore?
Michael Moore doing something on Trump, saying
It already released. It was
It's like the end of the world
Fahrenheit 11/9 or
or something like that. Yeah, he's like the end of the world. isn't
He's
he
kind
can't
of
talk
played
shit
out too.
Yeah, he can't talk shit either because when that whole election came up, he was pissed off about the way Bernie Sanders Hillary Clinton thing went down. So then he was like kind of for Trump.
he? Was he really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like
He plays the side, so he like his
He's in it to make money
His
at the end of
jig
the
is
day.
up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like he plays like, believe me, he has some good documentaries. That Fahrenheit 9/11 was pretty good and stuff,
pretty powerful.
But he like does it
You
now.
can't really go wrong on the side.
He
drop
like
on that.
seeks like the wow factor, and,
Yeah.
and that's where he loses.
You don't think he's legit. You think he's just
No,
trying
I
to
think
get.
at a point he was legit, but he's been. It's past the point where like now it's just like overshadowed by all the shit that's going on. So
Yeah.
now he's just looking for the wow factor.
No, totally.
At this point,
I mean, I agree.
I like
but
what he did with Flint and the water system. I mean, that was fucking great.
I didn't see that, but I
Need
did
to be
see the
exposed.
Fahrenheit 9/11.
That
By
was
the-
probably his most personal because he's from
Fuck
the
yeah!
area.
And by
right?
the way, Elon Musk is the only one who fucking did something about it. So bust his balls about smoking weed on Facebook or whatever the fuck.
Well,
Didn't he just get
But he spent
denounced
money on
as
that
the
shit.
chairman of Tesla? He's
Yeah.
still the CEO, but he's not the chairman
No,
of Tesla anymore.
He falsely inflated the stock to $420 a share, which was awesome.
What was it supposed to be?
It was like $417 or $16. It was like a couple dollars, and he bumped it up to $420 or something along
Good for
those
him.
lines.
How can you bump that up? Like I don't understand that.
Well, I don't know. I
'Cause
don't
the
know.
stock
I wish
market-
I was smart enough to understand.
Yeah,
it,
right.
but
The
I'm not.
stock market judges the price, not him.
But he put
Yeah.
money out for that Flint, Michigan. He did. He put like a new water filtration system.
did he
in for-
really?
yeah, for the schools.
Oh, he's
Like,
been
he put
doing
it-
it, man.
he
He's
put
been
his-
doing a ton for Puerto Rico, man.
Yeah, he puts his money where
Yeah.
his mouth is. Like, grant the guy's like off the wall.
Yeah, he's
like
nutty. But
he
he's
is
like
nutty,
mad genius nutty.
But
But everybody is that are the what's
at
that,
least-
Steve Jobs. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
nah, at least he
Same
just
thing.
tries to do some good. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah, more power to him, man. I mean, because let's face it. I mean, what I understand, he has to step down as CEO or as chairman.
But he's still CEO.
Retains CEO.
And he still keeps his stock.
Still keeps
still
the
has
stock and he pays
50-some%.
a fine of like $20 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody like comes out, if they come in, if somebody else comes in, they can vote him out.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
so-
a publicly traded company.
But
He doesn't
yeah,
work
but-
for anybody but the shareholders.
But at the end of the day, he still owns 50-some% of Tesla.
yeah, he's
51, right?
He's got so much
He's not
FU
going
money.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's only for 3 years he's outed as chairman or something like that.
Yeah.
He can come back. So considering he owns 51%, all he has to do is to do a revote. And,
I just think it's
I
funny
think.
that he did that.
Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that. Like you, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know the details on what the SEC.
Usually
That
the
guy-
chairman is the one that owns the whole most stock.
That guy's the definition of zero fucks given.
Yeah,
Like I love
Totally.
like
Like
he's
his-
Well, it's like him with the we're not being political, but as soon as Trump pulled out of the Paris Accords, he's like, fuck, he was in the government to help him out with these things for tech. And he's like, fuck you, dude. He
well,
left.
he's an immigrant. You know, he's an immigrant.
But he's also about the environment. He's really big. I mean, granted, he's making a ton of money off Tesla, ton of money off of solar panels and all that. But he started these businesses because he believes in these things because they're better for the earth.
Yeah.
And he's making money off them. I'm not saying he's not.
You got to have the money to
But
make
as
money.
soon as he pulled
Or
out of
to
the Paris Accords,
make
he was
change.
like, big fuck you to Trump. He's like, dude, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, and I wish that Silicon Valley wasn't full of so many fucking pussies, man, because it's like they are the ones that have the power. Instead, they bow down and sort of like apologize for everything. Like with Zuckerberg, like, you know how much? Yes, there was a shit show when it came to Russian influence on Facebook, but it's fucking Facebook. That's a reflection of the constituency that believes in all that bullshit that's put on social media. That's not a reflection.
Believe everything that they see. It's like, dude, come on.
And
it's called form your own fucking opinion.
And let's face it, an ignorant constituency is an easily controlled constituency.
Well, and that's how people become president.
Yeah,
You blame you see it. Do you ever watch the movie The American President? Love it. It's one of my favorite movies with Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's like you go into a
That's
place.
with Annette Bening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go into a place, you go in a nursing home with low income voters, and you tell them that person's to blame, and they don't know any better, so they blame that person, and they don't do their own research. And now it's even more prevalent with a reality TV star because he just throws things off the wall. It's like almost like every other day he's throwing something out there to fuck this. I did this wrong. I did this wrong. I did this wrong. And it's just so much. Nobody can pinpoint where he went wrong.
But
Absolutely.
a lot of it is people like Facebook or any like news messages and stuff like that. All people do is they flip through, read the headline, and they take that as fact. They don't read the article. It goes, if you go and like read the comments section, because sometimes I like car wrecks. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I like to watch a car wreck.
Who doesn't? It's horrible.
So I like watching people's comments. It's like, like somebody like race baiting and stuff like that. It's like,
absolutely.
I'm going in the comments section.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot it's a lot like what we do here. The articles, we read them all the time. I go through Flipboard. You guys got your source. We go in, and sometimes you'll bring up something. I saw that article, but I didn't read it, so I won't bring it up, not unless you bring it up.
Yeah.
Then you bring it up, then I'll comment on it, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't read it. But a lot of these people are just like what you said, Jamie.
Headline surfing.
Yeah. You know, and they comment on it even though they didn't read the article.
And then
it's like, why would you comment if you have known nothing what the article really meant?
It's because you want to be part of this tribe mentality.
Then do your fucking research.
It's not about it's not about being right so much as it is about being part of something.
Yeah, not doing your due diligence.
And that's some genetic shit, man. That's some
they had that in World War II, and that was called Nazis.
Yeah, but if you were right.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do their due diligence on who that guy was.
100%.
And look what happened.
But if you go back to what I was saying, like if you weren't part of a tribe way back when, you were dead.
Oh yeah.
Like you did not survive. And part of that had to be how you were socially accepted amongst your peers and all that. Because, if you got it's just, I don't want to get into it too deep, but if that still permeates the culture, man. If I can turn around, and we're kind of
like
doing it now,
stories,
right?
Like, if you want to like relate it to like movies and stuff like that, it's like telling stories. It started out like the campfire goes around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
same idea.
And to tell you the truth, if you could tell a story that's full of shit but has a little bit of truth to
You're
it,
the top guy,
and it's more interesting to listen to. If I tell you that I climbed a mountain, all right, and I saw God or something like that, I'm stepping into dangerous territory.
Oh, we don't go there.
And I come down.
Well, we are in politics this week, so.
But if I come down and I tell you that, and I show you some type of residual peripheral evidence, something that's real loose, but it could substantiate a little bit, to someone who's a little bit more on the ignorant side, they're going to be like, holy shit, man. John climbed that goddamn mountain, and you know what? He saw God. He's like, did you hear about John? He was like, yeah.
Whisper down the lane. It gets bigger and bigger as you go down.
Yeah, and it's a lot of
John's got a 9-inch dick.
Yeah.
That's
started out at 5.
That's stretching it too far, literally. But yeah, I know we went on a little bit of a tear.
I gave him 8 on that. All right.
Measure from the butthole. Yeah, so it is a bit of a weird thing. And I love the satire about Saturday Night Live, man. They don't pull punches. They send it right home, and they're not shy about it. Yes, they're very liberal. I get it. They're very right.
They busted on Brock.
Or very left, excuse me.
They had the Rock on there, the Rock, Brock, or Rock. That was hilarious when they had him on there. I mean, they are liberal. They are.
Well,
yeah.
But
is it the left? It's not the left. It's the right.
Left is liberal, right is.
Yeah, it's the very far left. Yeah.
The point is, it's crazy times, man.
It is.
That's where I was going, Jamie.
And so you see more people like into more outlets, because I'm telling you, I guarantee myself included, like sometimes I just just shut it off.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And
that's why you have the Marvel. That's why I have that stuff.
Yes.
It
Video,
gets-
Way to bring it home, Nick.
video games. You know what I
Video
mean?
games for
video
you.
games.
Yeah.
But that's why we have this podcast. We don't usually talk about this stuff. We all know, but that's why we do these things. That's why we watch these things.
Turn that shit off.
Because I hear it all day long. And don't get me wrong, I have my opinions as well as you guys, but it's so much noise. You just need to just for an hour or two a day, just zone out into something that could be, probably never will, but it's nice to fantasize.
Take me to someplace.
And by the way, on a different note, because fantasy just popped in my head, I did see the trailer of the Fantastic Beasts. Wow, that was a really good trailer. I mean, I was already in, but shit.
Yeah.
That might be just worth seeing that movie just to see that trailer.
Did you see what I mean about how it was kind of like Harry Potter-esque?
Yes.
Not because of the Hogwarts, but how they did the story. And
yes,
stuff like,
it seems like, and there's a rumor now. I ever since we had the last episode, I read that there's the ending is like one of the biggest endings twist-wise in the Harry Potter world.
Sick.
Nice. Now, hopefully, some dickhead won't spoil it.
That's another thing too. Like with the internet and shit, it's like, obviously, I like the fucking internet. I like to jack off. I like the freedom of jacking off. I don't like
free porn is the best thing in the world.
Do you think
Because
when we were growing up, it was the wavy lines, man. That
these
shit was killing me.
These kids don't understand. Scraping like
suffering.
Like magazines that look like shit. You're like
finding that magazine in the woods.
The static part, like you're making the gamble of jacking off on the TV, and like there's static pops up, and it could be a dude's ass. You don't know.
Hey,
you don't know. But hey, if you're into that, that's
could
fine.
be a revelation.
Yeah, it could be a revelation.
They don't know, man.
You're like, shit, man. Like, damn it. But they don't know. Free porn. But what I was saying, bringing it back home here. The internet, like, I hate when people fucking like ruin it to the extent it's like, you know the ending to a movie and shit. It's like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got to tread carefully, and it's not even like you got to. It's people with premieres, right? Like people get screeners, people that are in before the public can even get a chance to breathe on it, and you're like, and that's where the headline. That's when you get smoked on the headline before you even get into the article. It's like, oh, blah blah blah, and then such dies at the end. You're like, you son of a bitch. And especially doing what we do, because we kind of comb around for this stuff. It interests us, but we want that little thin veil of mystery to keep itself going. So, Nick, you saw Star is Born. That's where you caught the trailer.
Yeah, that's where I caught the trailer. Star is Born. Jamie said it last week, and I can't rave about this movie any more than he did, but Jesus, goddamn, it was just fantastic. I mean, I think Lady Gaga is beautiful. Maybe not quite as you. But
dude, her body is fucking...
What makes her beautiful to me is just her overall talent. She's magnificent.
Well, I've seen her...
That is sexy as hell to me. People equate beauty with looks. Yes, that's always going to be the case. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people just have this... God damn, you're talented.
Well,
this presence
from her interviews, especially on Stern. I had to bring it up again, but she
once an episode, every episode.
She seems like, I don't know her personally, but she seems like a really awesome person. Mm-hmm. Like very like open to anything. You know what I mean? Like looks out for other people. Like cares about her fans. Like legitimately, not because not because they buy her albums, but just because she cares.
And on the flip side of that, the co-star in that, he's
I'm just
Bradley
saying
Cooper.
Her body is a plus. Just saying.
No, I think she. I trust me.
Her fucking ass, man.
She has a nice ass.
I don't mean to like
when she's laying on the bed and he walks in the next day.
Dude.
Like the first night to hang out, she would look great.
Yeah.
But anyway,
hey, listen, Bradley, man, there's nothing to be ashamed about. I know we're Me Too sensitive. There's nothing to be ashamed with appreciating the female form, man. It's a beautiful thing to look at, and when it's put together like that, holy shit.
That's stupid. That's stupid not to realize that. Yeah. But Bradley Cooper, man, if you want to talk about a performance,
hell yeah.
I mean,
his voice, the way he did the voice was great.
The songs were, dude.
No, I'm saying like the way he talked.
Oh yeah, he actually changed his tone.
It was pretty cool how he did that.
He said
it was almost like a drunken tone half the time, but like it was like coherent enough.
He said
like
he listened to Sam Elliott a lot, and in interviews he said it was a real hard thing to get down. Almost like he the way he explained it, he said he really wrestled with it, and it would go in and out and in and out, and then finally he turned the corner on it, but it took a long time to get there.
He's fantastic, man. I don't know if he'll ever win an Oscar he might someday. I don't know if he'll win for this, maybe director, but goddamn, he blew me away with everything. His able to play the guitar was unique. His singing was really well done for a guy that probably never really sang in his life. I was blown away. And it was the thing I liked about the whole movie was they did live singing. It wasn't like dubbed. It wasn't like, what we always see.
No studio tracks. Right. Well, at least what I've heard.
And I was blown away. And not to mention the guy's from this fucking area, man. And he's a huge Eagles fan.
Oh, I know that.
Every time you see him, he was last week.
He's a big Stern fan too.
Is he?
Dude,
has he been on?
Yeah, he's been on a couple times.
He's been on Preston and Steve a bunch of times too.
No shit.
He's
on Preston and Steve fan. Every time he comes into town.
That's
to get him
cool.
He's cool. He's local. He said he grew up listening to Preston and Steve.
Nice.
So it's just like a.
I like stories like that. You go and you make it and you start. I like good storytellers, man. I've listened to him in a handful of interviews, especially since he's been doing all this press, and he is in it, man. He's in it legit.
Yeah, method
going for it.
Not Daniel Day-Lewis extent.
No.
But
who I don't like.
But
he's a pretty incredible actor.
His movies bore the shit out of me.
Last of the Mohicans?
I like that. It's the only one I liked.
Motherfucker.
That's the only one I liked. I didn't like Lincoln. I thought it was drawn out and boring.
What about Gangs of New York?
I didn't like that.
What the fuck?
Sorry, guys. I didn't like
Butcher,
it.
Man?
Dude, you were busting my balls
This
back.
is blood or something.
I feel like Gangs of New York.
I didn't like it, man. I'm sorry.
That movie was
awesome. Gritty.
I tried watching it. Got halfway through it. It bored me.
What did you think of, because her dad was watching Sweeney Todd. I thought that was good for a musical. I'm not really into musicals, but that was a fucking good movie. Sweeney Todd.
I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good.
I watched it. I didn't like it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's really dark.
I know we're going all over the place. We haven't even got the weekend box office, but that's okay.
It's the same two at the top anyway.
Yeah, it is.
So we're talking about the one.
Yeah, Venom and A Star Is Born,
Yeah.
one and two.
I was going to try to see Venom too this weekend because I just want to see it.
Yeah, why not?
I think I'm going to try to get to it this weekend. Nothing's coming out, right?
This weekend?
Just Daredevil, right?
Daredevil.
You're
Daredevil.
not going to have time.
Halloween.
Halloween's coming out. Shit.
It's getting good reviews, too.
Brian's not going to see that, though.
Yeah, Halloween is looking at...
Didn't that, the Man on the Moon that came out last weekend, it was a dud?
The one Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was interested in it, but I just don't think it would do good at the box office. That should have been more of a Netflix kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
more of like a documentary kind of movie type deal.
In a way, I was like
that's
thinking...
with Neil Armstrong or whatever.
Yeah. In which I was thinking, what movie does this remind me of? And you know which one
I know what you're talking about.
With
the space
Apollo
capsule.
13.
Apollo 13.
No, not Apollo 13.
But that actually
that's
takes place after this.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking of is like S.
Shit, it'll come to me. It was a huge movie. And
really?
It had Sam... I'll think of it. It was about like space travel over time, and it was like not over time, but like in the space race, pretty much.
Yeah,
and it had Kevin Bacon in it. Shit, I'm gonna
Kevin. That's Apollo 13.
No, I'm not. You're right. I'm getting them confused.
Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
There's the famous scene of them walking down the hallway. And it's the handful of astronauts. They're walking down the hallway, slow-mo style.
Armageddon?
No.
That's
the Oscar.
They didn't do that.
Oscar contender.
Apollo 13 was an Oscar contender, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
That was Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon was in that movie.
That movie was awesome.
He got kicked out of the slot because he was sick, and I forget who took over. Some other actor.
Younger actor.
There's somebody famous too. Oh, Bill Paxton.
Yes. Who's no longer with us.
No. Sorry.
Fact.
Yeah. Moment of silence.
All right, we're on.
Back. So you guys saw A Few Good Men. That's what it was.
But that's not an astronaut movie.
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, you know what? I'm wrong. It wasn't A Few Good Men. Because, never mind. I'm totally fucking this up and dragging down the podcast. Apologies, listeners. Let's get back to box office. Weekend box office. We got, of course, Venom topping off the charts. As stinky as that movie is, it's still kicking ass.
And it made its money and then some. So
They're going to make fucking more of them without fucking Spider-Man.
because you know what? It's a superhero movie. And I'm a firm believer these fucking superhero movies make money.
They're like animated films.
Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, they always make money. Look at Justice League. I mean, for God's sake, that still made. I mean, it didn't make what it was projected, but it still made enough to cover its expenses and then
Superman versus Batman is the one that amazes me.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking trash.
Dude, they're like
Shazam's probably going to make a ton of money.
hell yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. So
I do like the take that they're doing on Shazam though. I love the whole. It reminds me of like big, I'm in this big body type of thing.
yeah, but that's how it was in the comics, wasn't it?
Yeah, but not in a movie. They're really running with it. In a comic, it's like he becomes it and then he starts fighting.
Yeah. And Aquaman will make a lot of money, whether it looks the new trailer makes it look better and it looks awesome. But it's Aquaman, and you already laid the foundation for that, so that will make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole thing with Venom too. Any superhero movie comes out right
He's
now,
a swimming Darth Raki.
People will go see it.
Yeah, they're like I said, they're the new animated film for kids, right? Like they have a following. People are going to go see it. I think the trickiest thing for the movie companies is just making sure they're positioned right. So
not unless you're Fantastic Four, that's different.
Oh damn,
that does shit to bed.
yeah, every time. But if they're positioned right, so they don't have any serious competition up against them,
Yeah, which they only Star is Born, which I'm surprised. That really does surprise me.
Well, Star is Born seems like something that's going to be long lasting. Venom seems like it's. I bet you in 5 weeks, because there's going to be more people pick up on it. They're going to see it. Like you told me to go see it. I was like, that's definitely a movie I can see with my wife, and I would enjoy too. So she loved it. I loved it.
Jerked a tear or two.
A little bit.
I should have wore
not crying, straight out crying.
Yeah,
I didn't have a tissue box.
Whatever, Dick. I should have wore a hoodie.
But the right stuff. Yeah,
Jesus,
that was way back though.
That movie's awesome.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
It's a great movie. But Venom, tops off the box office. Did $35 million. $100 million budget. Did 140. It's got 142 million domestic, and it's crushing overseas. Star is Born. Nick, you contributed to this $28 million weekend.
Tim, right? It was sold out, man. When I went, I was at a 415 movie.
It's actually up
from prior.
Wait, plus 22, 30. Oh no, that was theater count. But it's $36 million movie, $94 million in domestic.
Oh yeah, he's killing it too.
And then to that first man that came in third with $16 million.
How much did that cost to make?
About $59 million.
It's not going to get there. That's why they're calling it a bust. But I wonder how it rated out against the critics and all that.
Did it get? It didn't get reviewed. I mean, I'm sure.
I'm
it
sure it did.
I
didn't catch it. No.
Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween. I mean, that's just capitalizing on the season, right? That did $15 million, and then rounding off our top 5 was Smallfoot, the animated film. That did $9 million. So Venom's still kicking ass, But if you think about it, it's not doing even the worst of the Marvel movies. No,
I mean Marvel, the Marvel MCU is.
Yeah.
I mean they shit gold right now. I mean they could put out a dog and we all see it.
Yeah, finally Ant-Man comes out on DVD tomorrow.
I can rent it tomorrow. I'm not owning Ant-Man, but I want to see it again though.
It's a good flick. I have a little trouble. I don't know if it's just because I have a shitty TV. Or if my TV's even shitty, but they don't translate as well for me. Some of the smaller films on the small screen,
really,
like the Ant-Mans and.
But the Infinity War was fine.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like
it just doesn't feel as engaging. Like it doesn't feel as immersive. I guess I should say. And maybe it's because, to your point, I was watching Infinity War, and then it's like I'll watch Ant-Man.
Well, that's what I was just talking to somebody about it today. They said they haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet, and they're a big Marvel person. She is. And I was saying, she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you got to go into it thinking that this is not Infinity War. This is just a fun Marvel movie.
It's a
If you go-
break.
yeah, it's a break. It's a comic break. It's relaxing, but it's important to the next stage of what they want to do.
Fuck yeah.
And it has a lot of good actors in it, man. They said they didn't cheap on the acting.
Nah.
And the acting was well done.
Yeah.
And the movie was well done. It's just Ant-Man
a lot of
is
fun.
Ant-Man has never been that cosmic, changing the cosmic world
No,
dude.
plus it's Paul Rudd, dude. He's a sarcastic asshole. Everybody likes that.
I'll tell you right now, the man got jacked for the first one.
I just think
you
it's
know,
hilarious.
I mean, you would never think seeing Paul Rudd from Friends when he first hit the scene.
But I enjoy
to
his
Paul
comedy.
Rudd now. Oh,
Right?
he's hilarious.
Dude, I love his comedy.
Yeah, and he's got great timing.
Yeah,
He's
fuck
got-
yeah.
He's really.
I think a lot of times it's his looks.
Let's
that just get
gingerly
me.
touch
Yeah,
on
you're
your-
absolutely.
It's like when he's asking for the juice box. He's like,
Let's gingerly touch our tips.
I liked him in I Love You, Man.
oh, yes, that's a good movie.
Role Models, dude. My
Oh,
favorite.
Role
Yeah.
Role Models is my favorite. That fucking movie
It's
is.
got McLovin in it.
You
right?
know what?
That movie is fucking
I still
awesome.
go back to 40-Year-Old Virgin when him and we're playing the games. You know how I know you're gay? You know how I know you're gay? It's awesome, dude.
You macrame'd yourself a pair of shorts.
So many good. Like, go back to this. So many good comedic actors that branched out came from that fucking movie, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's Judd Apatow bringing his.
But he picked a good squad.
Yeah.
And you go back and watch that, and you think Steve Carell. You can go down the list. It's
Yeah.
just like, dude.
Dude, they really waxed his chest in that movie.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
I
That's
believe
right.
it.
So they were real.
I totally believe it. Why not?
In other related news, there is a leaked description of the Avengers 4,
Yeah.
because Avengers 4 wrapped, right? The Russo
Oh,
brothers.
yeah. The reshoots are done.
Everything's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. So
But they just probably got to tweak stuff
no,
and
it's
editing.
editing, right?
Yeah.
And the Russo brothers were like hashtag wrapped on Instagram.
They took a picture. It was like a blue thing.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't know what
I
that
didn't
was.
get that either. They just try to fuck with people. They
Yeah,
probably just
they've
were
done it twice already.
They probably were just fucking with that. That's why they didn't even. Everybody's like trying to figure out what the picture meant. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, it's a fucking picture. They're probably just messing with you all assholes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was one of those assholes because I'm like looking at it, and then some dude went to like, he's like, "This is what I did when I re-imaged it, and I heightened this, and I lessened that, and everything." It's like,
Oh my god!
and for a minute, I was like, right off the gate,
What'd you say? Get some pussy. Get laid, dude. Jack off.
Re-imaging it. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it, I was like, man, for a split second, I was like, is that Adam Warlock's sarcophagus? Like his thing, right? Dude?
I just came actually.
You say you don't need the pussy then.
That's my Pornhub.
Dude, that'd be.
I did hear though
Accurate.
they're saying in the internet, and now take this with a grain of salt, saying that Thanos might not be the main baddie in this movie.
That's a good point. Like that,
I don't know what that leads to, but
It depends if they want to, and this would go against everything in comics. Really, is if they want to do a just boom, we close this chapter, and now let's start anew with everything else.
I think they'll. I think they're going to do that because they've already talked about. This leads into phase 5, phase 4.
But that's what I mean. What are the strands that they leave behind that then grow the next phase? Mm-hmm. Right?
Well, you know, Captain Marvel's rumor on the street is she signed for 7 movies.
Holy
to make
shit.
appearances in 7 movies.
Well, that would be. Well, was Nick Fury in every one?
No, he wasn't in Thor, the second one. He wasn't in that.
I don't think he was in the Ant-Man's.
No, he wasn't in Ragnarok either.
Doctor Strange?
Nope.
Maybe just with the original.
He was in a couple.
Avengers.
There's nobody that's been in all one single person. I don't believe.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think you're
except
right.
for freaking.
Except for Stan Lee.
Except for Stan Lee. You know.
He even did a cameo in the Spider-Verse movie
Yes.
that's coming out.
Did he really?
Yeah, they got a
They
little.
had like a picture of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of rumors going around back to Infinity. There's the Thanos isn't the big baddie.
Mm-hmm.
You said that Adam Warlock, or there's it's just rumors, man. I heard that they're not going to release a trailer until after Captain Marvel, though.
Damn it. I can't wait that long.
Why do they need to, though?
Cause I want it.
I know I wanted to, but
Come on.
reality is,
I'm like Dave Chappelle when he's all cracky.
I don't need. They could release the tickets now. I buy it,
Dude.
Right now, we would buy it on air.
I
we
need
would buy
my
the
fix.
fucking tickets.
I need my fix, and I got some stepped on junk, which
We
is
will have
going to
our
be
fix.
Aquaman in December.
We have our fix. It's called Captain Marvel in March.
Aquaman's
too
not
long.
Dude, it could be Aquaman, which I'll take over Batman versus Superman. That fucking movie is trash. I'm just going to say it
Hey,
again.
Jamie said, speaking of trash movies, Jamie said, yo, dude, who else makes costumes out of... you've arrived as a hit movie when you have costumes made for Halloween from the characters in your movie. And Jamie said, was it Ghostbusters 2?
No, it was, I was just scrolling
Back to
through.
the Future.
They're showing, Back to the Future 2. And I was like, there are costumes from Back to the Future 2. And I was like, I don't see no costumes for Back to the Future 1. Why is that, motherfucker? Because 2 was the shit.
Trying to legitimize
Because
his
nobody wants to
claim.
dress like somebody in the 50s, motherfucker.
Dude, 2.
That's
2,
true.
son.
Poodle skirts.
Oh, you... No.
Back
All
to the
right,
Future
so
2.
back to rumors. Rumors along the Avengers 4. Avengers 4, and this I got this off of CBR.com. The Avengers 4 title and
Endgame?
any possible footage are arguably the most sought after material, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about the Avengers 4 title being Annihilation. I think everybody's seen that.
I heard it was Endgame. Now it's Annihilation.
Yeah. So, but it says, according to the description, the footage opens up with Chris Evans, Captain America, and Chris Evans's Captain America and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man reuniting in Wakanda. Seems logical, right?
No, why does it seem logical? Iron Man
Is on another planet.
is on another planet, and not to mention, he did get freaking hit with a blast right in his stomach.
No, he's healed up at the end, isn't he?
He sprayed up the.
Yeah, he was
No,
healed.
I'm talking about he like what the hell? Thanos
Stabbed him, but
Stabbed him, but how does it heal his own body? It heals
His nanotechnology. He sprayed it on his flesh.
Yeah, he was healed
or
up.
it heals his flesh too.
Yeah, he was
I
just...
don't think he was healing the metal. The nanotechnology.
I'm just trying to understand. That's all.
I
Make
think
sure
it was for the
understood
wound, not for the metal.
correct. Okay,
I think he was healed there, but you're right, though. He's still on another fucking planet.
Again,
how the
this
fuck
is-
Nebula? Maybe I guess would get him home.
In a galaxy far, far away.
But if there's anybody there, she survived.
Well, there's a good point to where this might be a total bullshit, right?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So let's continue with the bullshit then. And also contains a highly anticipated sequences, and this just sounds ridiculous. I hope they don't do this. The Hulk training to fight Thanos. I think the Russo brothers are a little smarter than this one. And then Wong contacting Doctor Strange's soul. Now that could happen, because if he's astral, then
Yeah, he's in another...
he's not dead.
Yeah.
It's his astral projection.
I poo-poo all this shit. It sounds hokey. It sounds like a DC move.
It sounds like so...
It does sound like a DC
It
move.
sounds like somebody in their mother's basement typing this shit up.
Yeah, who's never gotten laid
Yeah.
before?
So Thor and Valkyrie reuniting, Loki and Thor. What happens to the time and travel sequence?
Well, Loki shouldn't be in it.
They said there's a time travel sequence.
Well, we already talked about that. We think it has something to do with the quantum realm.
Yes, well, they do mention in this rumor mill that Clint Barton, Scott Lang and Iron Man traverse the quantum realm. That's what they say.
How does Scott Lang get out of the quantum realm? I've read that supposedly, not to cut you off, but
No, I'm not-
supposedly there's a city, there's things that live in the
Remember
quantum
that image, right?
Right, the image.
Yeah.
There was a city. There's things that live in the quantum realm. That's how she survived. It's just not about meeting the Wasp's mom. That's how she survived. These beings that live in the quantum realm, but they don't deal with time the way we do.
Inner
And
space.
There's like a time. I don't know. Whatever. There's like a city down there, and this is how Scott find his way back. Help.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Well, if that makes sense, then why wouldn't she be able to find her way back?
you're right. See, again, voice of reason there.
It didn't make it. That's why I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's all,
Although they
it's
did-
all speculation.
Yeah, nobody knows. They in this article it says the crown jewel though seems to be the sword wielding Thanos, recognizing that an infinity gem has disappeared from his gauntlet, armoring up with a smile on his face for a second round following Infinity War.
Which stone? It doesn't say.
Nah,
Of course not.
No.
It's like a fucking psychic that we're dealing with here.
Yeah,
Some dude
They're
that
leading
has
me
too
down a
much
path.
fucking time on his hands.
it's Miss Cleo.
Yeah, oh, fuck, dude. At least she was funny though.
But you know what? You got to give it to these guys because it gets us talking, gets us thinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean,
It's all fun stuff.
this is all total full of
So
shit.
what would you guys think's going to happen, or do you have any speculation?
I'm trying not even to. I want him to.
I don't want to. I don't like to read the rumor mill, but if you're going to ask my own opinion, I think real quick, did Scott Lang's what's the guy, the funny guy in the movie?
Michael Pena's character, yeah.
Did he snap?
Lewis?
Did he go away?
No,
They didn't show. I think
don't
he.
think so.
I think he ventures up there and brings Scott back.
wouldn't that be cool?
I think that's what happens. I think he brings Scott back.
Hey Scott, I came to your van and I was like, I didn't know where you were, so I hit this button and then these lights came on and then
Good job. That was actually good. Good. I think he brings Scott back, but outside that, I think they do somehow. Stark gets back. Probably Nebula gets him back, but I think the whole emphasis is they can't do anything, and then something happens. I think there's a time jump from when it happened to 4 years later, where something happens that says there's a way to change things, and this is why the rumor mill, and I do believe this rumor mill because there's been scenes cut with them back in New York fighting.
yeah.
The original, there's a time jump. If you go back to when you first maybe came in contact with the first stone,
Yeah.
and then that was the first time they came in contact with the first stone. Even in Guardians was after that, right?
Guardians
Was after Avengers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that was the first time anybody came in contact with the first stone. I believe somebody tells them if you can go back and change the point of where that stone went, you could change everything going forward. And I don't know, I guess that's where the quantum realm comes in, where you can manipulate time when you get down that far.
Yeah, I mean,
And then Tony Stark would link in with Scott, because who's the next smartest guy? There's Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are the next two smartest
Sure.
guys outside Hank Pym, who would know the technology, but he's gone already.
yeah. Oh, for the quantum
Quantum realm.
technology.
I mean, even though he never wanted to get Stark involved, and I think that gets him back. Somebody leads him to a path where, if you go back in time to that point where the first stone appeared, you can change events going forward. I'm just guessing.
and maybe but that would start to dip into the multiverse stuff. So
Which would leave them open for other things.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, you dip into the multiverse, there's a way to get the X-Men involved later on. Boom.
ooh, I heard speculation that the X-Men, the podcast I was listening to.
You listen to another podcast besides ours?
I do. I venture out. And that one way that they'll be able to bring in the X-Men or the mutants is that supposedly they use that Loki Pokey stick technology to make Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
They amplified their powers or something like that.
Yeah, but that's just it. That they weren't able to do that unless you had a mutant gene.
And yeah, they're obviously, what's his face's kids.
Magneto's kids.
He doesn't know about them.
Yeah, but they
I heard
don't
about
really
that, too.
talk. They don't really put a sharp point on that where they're like, oh, these are mutants. You know what I mean? They stayed away from that whole language.
I think they had to because they didn't own that language.
Yeah, I think absolutely.
Now they can. There is a way to bring them back into, but when you add the multiverse in there, you could also, and you're already bringing in time travel. Mm-hmm. As much as we all hate time travel, I do agree with it. If you do it right, it can be awesome. But it is a cheat.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you might have to do it that way to add the X-Men into the phrase.
That'd be cool though if they did like the true Wolverine origin. You know what I mean? Like where like his name isn't actually Logan. Like he made that up. Remember that?
I just remember him being introduced as Logan.
when he was Well, when he was like, I remember the story, like in the one comic, I forget which one it was, but when he was growing up, he was like the 1800s or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's like 200 years old, isn't he?
And
yeah, but that was a weird thing.
it was like the groundskeeper and the son, and then they became jealous because they're like the family they were working for was rich, and then they like a fight broke out.
Yeah,
and they killed his parents. And the
that was in the movie.
Well, that was like the one comic book I remember.
I don't remember it in the comic books. I remember,
and then he assumed the name Logan because that was the name of the groundskeeper.
Yeah, and all I remember is that when he got introduced, it was kind of like he was just there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They never really dove into Chris Claremont and John Byrne and everything. But when I first discovered the character, he was just there, right? They never went real deep, and then they started getting into the Weapon X thing, and the base where it was in Canada and everything, and then he sort of mingled with Alpha Flight and all that. So all that was really cool. So I however they can bring the X-Men into this universe, I'm game.
I got a question for you guys. Maybe I asked this before. I don't know. If you were to cast a new Logan, who would it be?
Oh shit.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Because they're going to have to recast.
Yeah, I know, and it sucks.
Hugh Jackman just turned 50.
You ain't going back down that well, dude. He looks great, but you ain't going back down that well.
Sucks
that
too, because like he is like the Wolverine.
Well, is he?
He's been doing it for almost 20 years.
But it's one of those things where like I thought Patrick Stewart was the Professor X, and I still like him as Professor X, but I can't remember that guy's name. What's
Ewan McGregor?
No. The guy that does Professor X is the younger man.
Oh,
he's a good actor too.
God, just went right out of my head.
Yeah, he's good.
He's really good too. And then you go Magneto with the guy who plays. No, he doesn't play.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
Michael
good.
Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender plays a younger Magneto, and you're like, wow, he does a really good job.
I guess you're right.
So I think with
James McAvoy.
Yeah, James. That's it.
Yeah.
James McAvoy. I think with the right casting. But I also don't think you should make Wolverine the focus.
No, absolutely
I think
not.
No, that is absolutely right. I think you should definitely
And get rid of fucking Mystique, man.
Tom, I agree with you. She was never a big player.
Yeah.
She was Rogue's mother.
Ugh. And they talk about a tie to Nightcrawler and stuff. It's like, nah.
It's weird.
Well, Nightcrawler was good.
I like the character, but how they portray him in the show movies is kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
They made Mystique big because of who's playing Mystique. She became huge after that first movie.
Yeah, it was all Jennifer
And it's
Lawrence.
like, oh, we're gonna market the shit out of her. We're not actually gonna follow the comics now.
Yeah, it was all Jennifer Lawrence that drove that. I mean, when the Hunger Games hit and she was blowing up like crazy, they were like, yo, if we're going to retain her, she's going to be such a draw. We got to make her a bigger focus.
And they shouldn't have. They should have kept with the Professor X and Magneto storyline. Mm-hmm. That would have been better if you go for a legitimacy as a comic, because really the X-Men were always about those two.
Yeah, it
When
should
you
have
get
been.
down to the nitty gritty, there are two beliefs.
It should have been about the whole team, right? It should have been, in my mind, and I enjoyed all the films, most of them films, but in my mind, it should have been X-Men First Class, first movie, and have Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Hank McCoy.
Before it was Scott, though, it was his brother.
Iceman.
Well, it was his brother, wasn't it?
No, Havoc came in later.
But I thought in the original it was the original X-Men with like.
Think about the suits where
you're right. I think
they had
I think
the
you're
caps.
Right. Well, I thought. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was Scott and then Havoc, and then Jean Grey. I'm trying to like think about it, and Wolverine wasn't part of the team yet because it was like. And yeah, you're right. And it had Archangel, right?
An Angel? It wasn't even Archangel.
Yeah, it wasn't even Archangel.
Who was the
Angel.
ice guy?
That was Iceman.
What was his name, though?
That was Bobby Drake, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he was in part of the original, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And the guy that was, I'm sorry, Jimmy Fire,
No, Pyro was a villain.
I know he's a villain, but didn't he start out?
No.
That just did that for the TV show.
He was a League of Evil Mutants or something like that.
Okay.
Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, that's what it
But
was.
isn't that they like so they go on a mission and then they disappear and only Scott comes back? So then Xavier starts up like a new team, and that's where you get like Colossus.
No,
Rogue,
well, I don't remember how
Wolverine.
Honestly,
I think.
I don't remember. So I know the originals were the people that we just mentioned, and then like in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, I'm totally fucking this up, but that's when Colossus comes in, when Kitty Pryde comes in, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and it was Scott Summers, Beast, Hank McCoy. It was like, it was more of an ensemble cast, and that's when they start to really get into the Dark Phoenix saga.
Jon Snow. What about him?
Is Wolverine?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's got a
got
butch
the look.
He's got to butch up a little bit,
And
though.
he has to have the American accent. I don't think you need to be huge for Wolverine. I mean, I think that's the
I'm
one
not
thing.
even talking about like
Wolverine
like
was actually small in the comics,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's.
I'm not even talking about
I'm just trying to think outside the box.
He's got to sell like barroom brawler.
Yeah.
He's
think
got to
he
sell
can do
that.
Well, he's got to have that asshole persona too, like a
I
little
think,
bit.
I think he can do that. I think he
Little
can
bit
do
of,
that.
you know,
Like,
He already
some
gets
sawed-off prick.
he already gets the moody, pouty shit going on.
Yeah,
so that's done.
Well, he can't. Well, that's the part he's got to get rid of. Like, there's not an emo cell in Wolverine's body, right?
Yeah.
and he dips a little bit in there. But
No, he does. I'm just trying to think.
do I think he can pull it off? Sure.
Yeah.
But I think there would be an uproar on the interwebs.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have somebody young to do it.
Yeah, and that's the problem with my old ass. Like, I look at, like, I'll come home and, like, something will be on the television. It's like Entertainment Weekly or something like that. And I don't know half the people they're talking about.
I
The
don't
really
know who the
young
fuck- yeah.
young actors that are new Hollywood.
New singers and shit. I don't know any of them motherfuckers.
But it's got to happen.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to cast younger, especially with a lot of these characters. Now, do I disagree? See, this is the problem with it. When they went X-Men First Class, there's a couple of those people I would have liked to retain, but now I think you have to cut bait with everything.
Absolutely.
But I also think Marvel MCU's in a good spot because they know not what to do.
Yeah.
They've already shown them, don't fuck up like this.
Yeah.
I just pissed off they're doing the Dark Phoenix because
Yeah, you can't
that's
get
a
that
great
title
comic
back.
from what all you guys said.
Fucking A, it's awesome.
And if they ruin it this way, it's hard to come back to that later.
I 100% agree. And they're still janking around with the releases and stuff with that. That's like,
Well, no, January 1st, right? That's when fucking shit is finalized, right? I sent you guys that
Is
link,
it?
right? Yeah.
All I
January
read was the title.
January 1st. Yeah.
He's that guy.
He's that guy. January 1st is, it's moving faster than they anticipated, and they said January 1st is probably when everything's going to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be official.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did see that.
And it's going to officially take over.
Yeah. It's going to be good stuff. I mean, God, you look at comic books have been around forever, right? So why wouldn't you be able to tell these stories until we're taking the dirt nap? You know what I mean?
Especially when you have the technology to make them visually acceptable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's the first superhero movie that was ever somewhat visually acceptable was probably Superman.
Yeah, totally, man.
And it wasn't bad for the time. It was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And then after that, they kept getting more comic booky, if that makes sense.
Well, they were able to move the camera around them,
Yeah.
and that was like a revelation.
Yeah.
You know, I think, I'm totally stoked for what's going on, but just to shift gears, not a smooth, elegant segue that I'm normally doing, but the Halloween I am looking forward to. So I'm talking about stuff that's opening up this weekend. We got Halloween, we got Daredevil, and then we have that mid-'90s movie that's Jonah Hill's directorial debut.
What's it about?
It's about skateboarding in the 90s.
Sick.
But it's like a coming of age.
It's like the
type
Lords
stuff.
of Dogtown, but that was like in the 70s.
Dude,
wasn't it?
that movie is awesome. I love that movie.
I know. I figured you did. It was a good movie.
It's getting some decent press.
Skateboarding in the 90s was awesome.
Yeah, I was done skateboarding by the 90s.
Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Ever see
cool.
Airborne?
No.
That was a rollerblading movie in late 90s.
We called them Fruitbooters. That and BMX biking, dude. BMX bikes.
Oh, BMX
It's
biking, man.
fucking-
Dude, I'm so amazed I didn't kill myself.
Fruitbooters, go fuck yourself. I was a Fruitbooter, man.
Yeah,
Jack Black was in that fucking movie, dude. That's how good that shit was. Before he was Jack Black, all right?
All right, man.
Watching him skate rollerblade, it was hilarious.
I'm just saying, Christian Slater was in Gleam in the Cube.
I'm just saying.
This Gleam in the Cube thing, it took me forever to realize what the fuck you were talking about, dude.
That movie's awesome.
I just
Nah,
love
it's a
the
good
fact
movie.
that it sat there for a minute, and Nick, you were like, "Hey, man, fuck you."
Hey, man.
There was some footage leaked for the Hellboy trailer.
I saw that.
I didn't see it. Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that. No,
Yeah, it looks
I
like-
saw the picture. I thought that was deep.
It looks like
the-
bad prosthetics.
That exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It looks like really janky, as you would
Yeah.
say. I took your word there.
You can have it.
Janky. It was janky.
Yeah, I'm
Wasn't
a little
digging it.
worried. A little worried.
I
'cause-
love the actor they got.
Yeah, David Harbour's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was really stoked for that first movie, and I loved it. I don't know why, but it holds a little special place
I
in
like
my
it.
heart.
I think it's all right.
The
Yeah,
second movie wasn't even bad.
yeah, it was okay. Got a little corny with the kids.
Yeah,
and
but
all
I
that
thought
stuff.
it was all right still.
Yeah, it was definitely a watchable movie. This does not look.
Nah,
so
I wasn't
much.
digging it.
You think it's another Venom?
I don't even think it's going to be a Venom.
Ooh.
Like
Stinky.
it's because it's like it looks like the prosthetics get in the way of his performance. And Ron Perlman, I don't know how he pulled it off.
He's
but
awesome.
He had fake teeth in. He had stuff around his face, around his body. He had a whole body prosthesis.
Dude, he was
And-
awesome in Sons
And
of
he-
Anarchy, too. By the
yeah,
way.
No, he was
he's
good.
amazing. I've heard
He
him in
was a real
interviews.
dick, and he played it so well.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, he was. Wasn't he in Walking Dead?
No,
Well, you're asking the wrong dude over here.
That wasn't him. That Rick bit the neck off.
I don't think
The
so.
bikers, wasn't that him?
Maybe I don't think so.
No, it wasn't. It was
That-
somebody. It was somebody else like him. It
Yeah.
wasn't him. That was a great scene, though.
Yeah, that's
Jamie
really
would
good
know if you've watched it.
Yeah, well, ooh.
We'll never know.
stuff. Yeah. Now you're just mad about the Fruitbooters thing.
Yeah.
I gotta-
He's grasping over there. This fucking guy.
Fucking
So-
he took a low blow when I grew up loving.
Yeah.
So Big Trouble. Other news: Big Trouble in Little China. We talked about The Rock.
Are they doing the remake?
Yeah, I think that's happening.
That dude's cashing the fuck in. I saw on the
Are they
commercials
doing-
last night of football. He's making some like survival, like American Ninja kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
show, like
They
Titans or
built a
something
whole
like that.
stadium for him and shit.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
my man's fucking cha-ching.
He's going to become the president, dude.
Well, I mean, what could
he
be
announced that someday he's going to run.
He can run for president, but I'll tell you what, it's the same stupid shit. If some celebrity thinks he can run the country, it's stupid.
Well,
I love The
Ronald
Rock.
Reagan broke the bank with that shit, man. It
that's
happened.
true.
He
That's
became president. He wasn't
Like I
that bad.
said, I like to be ignorant. Hide all of your stupid stuff.
Seriously.
But Big Trouble in Little China. So John Carpenter was all about that. You know, it's like you see it in the opening credits. John Carpenter joint, right?
Right.
And he was interviewing with Cinema Blend, and he basically confirmed that he is not involved with the upcoming Big Trouble in Little China remake starring Dwayne Johnson. He's quoted as saying, "They want a movie with Dwayne Johnson. That's what they want. So they just pick that title. They don't give a shit about me and my movie." That movie wasn't.
I guess he doesn't own the rights to it.
Obviously, yeah, somebody bought it.
Yeah, it's like they know that's a cult classic, and it's Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
So they're going to attach him to it.
Yeah, but if it's a cult classic, you get the guy that made the classic. Like
They
you
don't
get him
give.
involved.
Yeah, but it's a business. And
I
at the
know
end
it's
of
a
it,
business,
they
but if
give
you
a
want it to
fuck.
be great,
Because well, that's what I'm saying.
it could be good. Jumanji was I thought was a clever little twist. I thought I was coming
But
into it. I'm
that's
like,
why you
this is
get-
gonna be fucking dumb.
That's why you get like that new Ghostbusters, or like perhaps maybe one day
Ghostbusters 2.
No, well, I wouldn't say that, but perhaps you get
Set
like
yourself up for that
perhaps
one.
you'll get like a new Back to the Future, and somebody will fuck that up.
No, that's never gonna happen.
Well, not,
did you-
Never
Robert
seen it.
Zemeckis dies.
Speaking of Back to the Future,
watched
Yeah, you're right.
You
That's
watched The Crows come.
That's like when Prince died. And you know that guy was totally fucking anal about his shit, and then they're releasing like all the shit that you know he didn't want released.
Dude,
and now he's doing like a Capital One commercial. Dude, he's probably turning over. Fucking.
Well, the thing that was most offensive to me about after Prince died was when Justin Timberlake did the halftime show, and they had a hologram of Prince playing with him.
That.
I was like, ugh.
But I'm telling you, worse than that though is that he was on like a Capital One commercial. That goes like against everything.
He was literally on it.
No, they
his image.
His like image,
or just
his music or whatever. And dude, you know, he was like he was anti that. If anything, like it's just a family member cashing the fuck in.
Yeah, people do filthy things. But you guys give a shit about a Harley Quinn animated series? I know they announced it last year.
Yeah, I don't care, but I know who's playing her voice.
Who's that?
Girl from Big Bang Theory, Harley.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She's going to do the voice.
Well,
Kelly Kuko.
Yeah, I can never say her name.
She's got to get work.
Hey, she's hot. I'm in.
Actually, she doesn't need a goddamn thing.
No, she gets what? Not to mention the
$1 million
residuals.
Episode, right?
She's getting $1 million episode for the past 4 years. Not to mention what she was getting before that. And then you know that shit's getting residuals out the ass on TBS, so they're still getting money on the boot from that. So who knows how much they're clearing a year?
As long as they're not living in California. Jesus Christ, that goddamn state. I love that. I love living there, but holy shit, the taxes. If you're making decent coin, taxes going to cornhole you.
Not to mention the water tax. I mean, you go over your water wattage, there's a tax on that shit.
You get banged up on that one too.
Dude, it's fucking hundreds of dollars.
I'm telling you, the people, if they're not crafty with their money, they're getting 50% out of the gate. 50%.
Why do you think so many actors, the good actors, don't live fucking there?
It's smart.
You know?
But I wonder if you work there, you got to get taxed there, right? Like
not if you don't live there.
Yeah, but
I don't know how that works.
Look how many films go other.
Isn't that a 1099? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
But look,
so I don't know if that's really.
As we segue into the tax portion of the show.
But no, if you see a lot of like shows and films and stuff, they're all not really in LA anymore.
Toronto, Atlanta,
and then
Toronto's a big one.
But Netflix just bought some spot
in Vancouver,
in Arizona or some shit, right?
Really?
Yeah, to like film. They bought some fucking thing. I don't know if it's Arizona. You're gonna have to
fact check me. There's a lot of films that go on here too.
But Netflix bought some place to make films.
That's the way to go, man. I'll tell you what, California. It's great.
Walking Dead, Georgia.
Speaking of which, the Ant-Man and the Wasp was actually filmed. No, it wasn't Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was Captain America Winter Soldier was filmed in Cleveland.
No shit.
Yeah, nobody wants to pay that.
I didn't know that. I was watching the other day, and you know how they on TBS or they always do they talk about it after every cut.
Yeah,
the tax man.
Yeah, dude, it's brutal. Anyway.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I knew you had something to say, but
no, I was just
Uncle Sam
bitching about Uncle Sam
because I had to pay my taxes. Came in his rear.
Yeah, he's a salty motherfucker.
How do you feel there, John? How do you feel there?
I feel abused. I feel cheated.
Sore.
But anyway, the Harley Quinn animated series is coming out. I just was curious. I know that we have an affection for Margot Robbie and her performance.
I'm sorry, but Harley Quinn is just a character, not even Margot Robbie. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you, Nick.
She is goddamn sexy, man. Just the thought of that.
Well, no, that's not. I'm sorry. I take my.
You're going
back.
wrong way with
that. Different way.
I just think the character itself,
the character is sexy, right?
Yes, I mean a doctor getting twisted by the Joker. A sexy doctor.
She'd be totally into you if you skated up on your fruit boots.
You motherfucker, dude.
Oh, I'm so glad nobody's mentioned Guillermo del Toro the whole episode.
John, leave yourself out of it. I keep quiet this episode, man. It's me and Jamie.
But they're actually, they're doing this animated series, and honestly, I had to take a beat because when I saw this article, I was like, why are they making an animated series
to cash
about
in?
Harley
Cash
Quinn?
fuck in.
Like nobody cares. Matter of fact, they just updated the.
Did you say DC does better animated though?
They do.
That's a good point.
They do.
I mean, you said that. And you said that on numerous occasions.
And I believe that wholeheartedly. I just watched Bad Blood, I think, or Family Blood or something like that. It was a new Batman animated movie, and it was good. It was really good. It didn't feature Batman, which I was like,
It's the Me Too movement. Maybe they're trying to get some girl shit.
Well, that's fine. I mean, they cast Ruby Rose as Batwoman.
I forgot something.
For CW and Supergirl, I think, or one of the CW shows. And I'm like, dude, fine. I mean, it's an interesting
Flash.
character.
Damn it! I gotta see if that's on.
But
I got some news.
all right, real quick, let me finish up this Harley Quinn point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I'm fine with strong ass females, man. I'm fine with that. And I think
You
DC,
married one, so
I married one. I was raised by one. It was like the whole 9 yards. But they're bringing in her. She's actually pitching to be solo. She breaks off with the Joker, goes on her own criminal crime spree in order to get into the Legion of Doom. And I'm like, I was totally gone until you said Legion of Doom, because I have an affection for Legion of Doom. I dig that whole corny,
now it's really
nostalgic thing.
Is that really what they're saying, or is that what they're hypothesizing? It's
no, that's what's been reported. I mean, the legitimacy of the article, I think it was on comicbook.com, but so they're usually pretty on point. But you had a point, Nicholas.
I do. Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn is being considered for Suicide Squad.
I thought they signed him on. That's a fact.
Nah, I don't.
I saw a thing where they said they actually signed him for that.
See, that's the only problem I have with him is he's a really good director.
Yeah,
and I think that's already shit the bed.
He might be there to save it, though.
That made me think of something else too, by the way.
But who's been knocking on his door saying, "Hey, man, I'm ready to interview Dave Bautista." He's like,
that?
"Find me a role." It's Drax.
Yeah.
So
he's trying to get out of Guardians.
That's his guy. He's from day one. He's been sticking with him, even though
I get that. I just I
like Dave Bautista.
I like him too, and I like him standing to his guns. But at some point. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Pun intended.
But I think he got to
Come on, you got to give me credit for that. Guns.
Oh, you're awesome, dude.
Sticking to your guns,
dude. You're the man. Dude.
Sticking to his gun.
All right, we'll just talk about John and the Gun Show now.
Let's bring up real quick the Iron Fist fucking canceling. You were right, dude. I double checked that.
I'm the one who sent that to you.
Yeah, you sent that.
Yeah,
I double checked it and cross. Yeah, you're right,
dude. I'm so pissed off.
Fucking
man.
fact. Why?
But there's a petition going around. I think personally, what happened. This is me personally. I think it wasn't canceled about the ratings. I think Disney went to him and said, we want to up the price for this because they want to put it on their own streaming network. So Marvel, Netflix would have to up the price, and they're like, it's not fucking worth that price.
Well, I thought about it.
So I think they just want to move it to their own streaming network in a couple of years.
You know how
Marvel's own
or Disney's?
Oh, Disney's.
Yeah, I think Disney's upping their price, and they're feeling that Iron Fist isn't worth it. So Disney wants to put it on their own. That's my guess.
I think you're totally right that they were actually going to cancel it. They knew they were going to cancel it before the ending of that because the way that the ending went.
Dude, that ending was badass.
Well, I know the ending's badass, but if you think about the ending, how in depth they went with that, they could have gave you a little bit of a taste, but they gave you a pretty good taste of that.
You mean Disney?
Or whoever the fuck made
Marvel?
That.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
I just think they already knew that was going to be the last.
I don't think it's going to be the last. I really think Disney's going to pick it up on their own stream. I really think that's the way that's going.
I love that.
I think
good.
Marvel, Disney still owns Marvel.
I want
Marvel, whoever's running this doesn't answer to Feige, but he still answers to Disney. So they upped their price on holding it. And they're like, Netflix is not worth it. So we're going to move on. That's my guess.
Bums me out.
I think they're going to be a 3. I mean, out of outside Daredevil and the Punisher, that was my my most enjoyable second.
I agree.
If they were going to cancel it, they were canceling it before the season kicked off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the way they ended that season, I'm not saying that they knew.
They put a lot of money into that.
I'm saying they put that, they filmed it, cut it. We're like, this is good. You know what? We got shit on from last season. Let's just call this the last of it. Even though it's an open-ended ending.
Yeah, and there's a Defenders. I believe there will be a Defenders too. I think this is all correlating. It's funny that Disney's going to launch their service next year at some point. I think it's next year, or is it 20?
I'm not sure.
Or are they just taking over Hulu and renaming it? Because they already own Hulu. So.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the plumbing is going to be the same.
But I really think this is Disney's way of taking their content back. They're going to do it eventually.
Speaking of Disney and their subscription service, I saw an episode of
The Mandalorian?
No, of Resistance. Did you see it?
No. Is it good? I'm a big fan, obviously.
You know what? I just saw the first episode. I think there's 4 episodes out. It is very kiddish.
Yeah, we talked about that. I
Yeah.
think that's a wrong move.
Yeah, it is. It's really kiddish. It almost to where I feel like it caters to the 6, 7, 8-year-olds.
I think it's the wrong move. I think they should have done what DC does with their animated and making like a Dark Knight kind of like more gritty, more like for guys like us that wouldn't mind watching a cartoon.
Yeah, totally. Like I watched the first one and like I have zero interest in watching another one.
Yeah.
I think the animation is okay. It's real. It's got a real CG veneer on it.
Well, that's why it pissed me off about the Clone Wars, because I love the Clone Wars and I thought it was more towards kids, but adults could appreciate it too. The Clone War one. And then when they brought out Rebels, I was like, I watched it only because you told me some of them were pretty good. Then I got into it. I didn't watch all of them. I kind of scanned through the ones I wanted to watch.
Rebels got darker.
It did get darker. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
But it still kind of played towards the kiddish side. And that's what they're doing again. And I'm like, stop trying. Why? I don't understand why these companies want to get away from their base. The base is us.
Yeah.
We are middle-aged men that grew up loving this shit.
Well, they're thinking way too ahead of.
They're trying to get new kids involved. New kids are going to get involved when middle-aged men bring their kids with them to the fucking movies.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm going to drag my 2 little boys when they get old enough. They're going to see every fucking Star Wars movie, especially because one of them is going to be named after one.
One of them's going to be good too. One of the movies.
The kids?
No, one of the movies is going to be good. Actually, hopefully.
Everything, but we don't need to get into that. But I do want to say something. Everything I've heard,
not naming them
good
Snook,
news about
right?
not.
No, he named them Kylo and Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren, Snook.
Yeah. Snook is the alternative.
Well,
Makes me know what.
Yeah, if you name them Snook, maybe I can meet him and figure out his backstory.
You know his backstory.
Well, I can't name him Snook until he's older, so you won't know shit. But everything I've heard on 9, not to get too off topic, is good news. Now, is it going to be quite what we're looking for? Who knows? But
I heard they're doing a lot of improvisation on that.
which I like. Yeah. I like that, that they're willing to open the book.
Yeah, and it just means that it sounds like you don't do a lot of improv if you're rushing to the gate, right? Now, granted, they have a timeline, but
it's longer timeline than normal.
Exactly. They got some room to breathe a little bit, so that was encouraging when I saw that. Really, the last thing I have is trailers. Pet Sematary. Did you guys see Pet Sematary when it came out the first time?
Fuck yeah, I did.
That movie was creepy.
Gage,
as fuck.
dude.
Yes.
That's a creepy fuck.
Dude, you remember when he cut
scared.
that fucker's Achilles tendon?
That dude scared the shit out of me, dude.
Never seen it.
So you know the
you're
premise,
looking at me
right?
like
And the cat, what was the cat's name?
I was too busy
The cat was
riding
fucked up,
around in
too.
my...
Church.
Church, that's it.
Yeah.
What?
That was the name of the cat.
Never seen it.
So do you know the premise of the movie?
Nope.
So the premise of the movie, Stephen King, right? So he a couple moves from the city, I believe, out into the country.
Yep.
He's a pediatrician or a doctor or
something
like
of that nature.
The dad's a doctor, and what
the mom's something too. The mom was working too, wasn't she?
Yeah, I can't remember the details exactly, but the premise is basically this young couple moves out to the sticks. They hear about this pet cemetery.
Indian reservation.
Yeah, that's obviously on a spooky Indian reservation. And their cat gets hit by a car or something like that, and they bury the cat in the pet cemetery, and the fucking cat comes back. But the cat's not right.
Move.
Yeah, right?
Leave the cat, fucking move.
But the cat comes back, and the cat's a little goofy, right?
Of course, keep making life.
Yeah.
That gotta be normal.
So here it is, and spoilers for anybody that has not read the book or knows the
get out
premise
of the
or has
fucking
been
closet.
living it under a rock.
Nick.
Their little boy gets hit by a car, hit by a truck, and they're so beside themselves with grief that the dad puts him in the pet center, and he comes back. He's not right.
And then the side note, which I thought was great about that movie, was like they didn't even really have to go into it, but they did something extra creepy. Is when they brought in the sister, Zelda. Remember her?
Ugh.
Super fucking creepy, dude.
Zelda?
Yeah, her name was
Who
Zelda.
names their kid Zelda? I love the game.
Dude, the guy I used to follow, I used to listen to his podcast.
It's like naming your kid Jesus. You're not going to do that.
He named his kid Zelda because his wife was infatuated with the game Zelda.
Oh, the game's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it'll probably go down as one of the greatest video games of all
It was
time.
fucking
That's legit. So that I saw the trailer for that. That looked creepy as fuck. And then I also saw the teaser for Aladdin.
I did too.
I saw that.
God damn it! I keep being pissed off at Disney not producing original content. And I saw that trailer and I was like, I'm gonna watch this goddamn movie.
Damn right you are.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like is I didn't like the look of Aladdin.
Yeah, it was.
But did you notice the one you saw? Because they had two.
I only saw the one.
The one I saw doesn't show Will Smith.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
did you see
neither
one
one
with?
of them did.
No,
saw one
well,
with?
apparently there was one with. I
didn't
thought.
see
I didn't see
I
one
didn't see
with.
one
That's
with.
what I commented online. I was like, it would have been nice. To
No,
see
they're
this
not
with.
going to show that. That's like the big draw right there is the genie.
Or it could be the big
Or-
downfall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's a smart.
All
move
I
on their
care
part.
about who's playing Jasmine. I had a crush. I want to know. When I was younger, I was growing up. Who didn't have a crush with a cartoon? Fuck you all if you did, and you're lying if you didn't.
Nah.
Jamie, don't
Sick
go there.
Son of a bitch.
Ah, well.
How dare you? Yeah, Jasmine. Yeah, of course.
No, but they have that.
Well, so
after seeing Beauty and the Beast, I was a big fan of Aladdin. Aladdin was number 2. Lion King was number 1 for me in Disney movies. If it's anything like Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast, I'll probably see it because they were really good, and I didn't even care for those 2 movies.
Dude, they're doing a good job. That's the part that I hate the most. It's like, I love that they're doing a good job, but I also hate it because it's like, why couldn't you pour that energy into an original property and just make it?
Well, they need
make
to. They
something
need to
cool?
start doing that because they did that with like. They keep bringing back like.
'Cause now
Mary
you're
Pop-
done.
Yeah, they keep bringing. Like,
No, they did Moana. They
But
did
they-
Tangled. Tangled was different. You know what I mean?
Tangle was good,
Moana was
Yeah.
good too. I mean,
but they need to. I want more of those. They're good.
And there will be, but what they're going to do is make the cartoons first. If it's a big hit, then they'll fucking move on. In like 5 or 6 years, they'll make the animated.
Why
shit.
not just make
You can
a
see The
movie?
Rock really is
As Moana, as a Maui.
Maui.
Why not just make? Back to the. We're getting distracted, but back to the Aladdin trailer. Seeing Iago come in as the parrot,
That was cool.
that was pretty awesome.
I can't wait to see Jafar.
I'm so torn.
Who's playing Jafar?
They showed like a
don't know.
little bit of a glimpse of him. They showed like the back of him.
Jafar?
Yeah, because they're
Well, he's the 4 guys. He's one of the 4
they're
guys.
standing in front of the fucking.
Ben Kingsley could do as Jafar. I don't know who's playing
I don't know
Jafar.
who's playing it.
The only person I knew was Will Smith was in it. I forget who they named the other. Ben Kingsley was awesome.
He would rock a Jafar, right?
Dude, I was just watching an Onion Museum 3. He was in that. He played the ancient Egyptian king. It was he's awesome, man.
That's probably what creeps.
Talk
into
about
my
an
brain.
underrated actor. That guy, I don't want to get into.
Well,
we
I
should
think
do an
he's-
episode on underrated actors.
I think he's
That'd be a great episode.
incredibly rated actor. He got an Academy Award for Gandhi.
But you know what? If you put if you mention Ben Kingsley to most people, they're not going to fucking know who he is.
yeah, that's because we have a vapid society.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, I don't want to creep into that conversation again.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
No, as we started talking about politics and bullshit. What else is there? The other thing, Halloween, we talked about.
Yeah, somebody's going to go walk around calling people Jasmine instead of Pocahontas now.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah. Anything to keep his name in the
Hey man, I didn't
the
name any
conversation.
names.
No, you did not. Moving on.
Dick.
How to Train Your Dragon. I didn't even know there was another movie. They got another movie for
Yeah,
How to
I
Train
heard
Your
it were
Dragon.
coming.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
called
last
Hidden.
one too, though.
Is it the last one,
Yeah,
or are you
come
sure
on.
it's the last one?
No,
Did they make a ton of fucking
They said
money?
it's the last one. Apparently, I watched a thing on it.
They're going to do a real live one of that one, too.
They found like another spot where dragons.
Yeah, it's Back to the Future.
Yeah, probably
3, 4, 5, 6.
two's good, dude.
They go to
3 I deal with.
All right, last thing, and then if you guys have anything, by all means, movie trailers. Glass.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude. They
Good.
got, he was on Preston and Steve the other day.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. He goes on there a lot.
M. Night Shyamalan, a ding dong.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's never going to come on the show.
He was talking about it. He was talking about when he first introduced the Bruce Willis character, Unbroken. It was 96, I believe.
If he says that he knew it was going to be a trilogy, I call bullshit.
He didn't. He was talking about how they were giving him shit about making a comic book type movie.
Oh.
He said, nobody likes that. Nobody's going to fund you. And
Dude, that movie's awesome.
But now you look at that's what he was saying. Now you look, it's all comic book movies. It's fucking everywhere. He's like,
see you, motherfucker.
These producers, these people, Hollywood producers wouldn't fund him because they thought comic book movies were gimmicky. They thought it was a gimmick.
I do like that dude, man. I like the fact that, granted, he did The Last Airbender, and that was a crap movie, but
It could have been better. His concept was fine. His visuals were fine. His acting was, the actors were poor.
yeah. But no, I want to say it wasn't tight. It wasn't telling.
But
the
it
story.
followed the comic book. It followed the cartoon almost to a T.
But the guy gets a pass.
I don't know.
The guy gets a pass for 6
I'd have to watch it again.
Almost to a T. Watch the first all the way up until they go to the Ice Nation, and then you watch the movie.
Yeah.
It follows it pretty close.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to check it out. I believe you.
I think
just
the
have to check
acting
it out.
was just really bad.
Yeah.
And that goes to directing too. It does, but maybe he didn't have a budget to get the actors he wanted, and he had to settle for because you got visual or you got acting.
Well, Hollywood's taking another swing at that, so hopefully they get
And
it
they're
right
doing
this
a
time.
show on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm in, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, you got me sold, man.
Yeah. But the trailer was friggin' badass.
Yeah, it's good.
Holy shit. It's these guys going into action. It was like for me, it really is about Bruce Willis's character, David Dunn, going to his next chapter. Because you were saying
Coming to fruition.
Come to fruition. But it's like, okay, now you've owned it. Now you realize it. Now you've accepted everything about you having superpowers. What happened next?
And they actually named his his character's name like as a superhero. There was a name.
The security guard?
No, Bruce Willis's character.
Oh, really?
They gave him a name as a superhero. They were talking about it on Preston's TV.
No
God
shit.
damn it, I can't remember what they said it was.
Dude, I want to find out what that is, man.
They actually gave him a name.
Yeah.
Like for his superhero.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that. The trailer's delivering.
Multipass?
Lilo?
Captain Multipass?
Lilo Dallas?
No, it does look fantastic. I mean, he really looks like well, it's all about Samuel's character, obviously, but Bruce Willis is probably, I wouldn't say at the end he gets one up on him. I'm sure at the end Glass knows what he's doing and he gets the upper hand.
Yeah.
At the very last minute, it probably twists where you think Bruce Willis is going to come through at the end. But
Yeah.
it probably is like if he's a super genius, he probably figured this out through the end. He manipulates Split. I forget what's his name. What was his name?
James McAvoy.
Not the name of the guy. Well, whatever. his
Oh, I
name.
can't remember.
James McAvoy's character. He manipulates him to get him out somehow. And Bruce Willis tries to stop it. And you think he stops it at the end, but something happens where
I'm in for all of it.
Now I'm done. I
I'm in
mean,
for all of
Split
it.
blew my mind.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, not that Unbroken didn't, but Unbroken was so far ago.
Yeah.
It was like, what? 15?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Yeah.
It was 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
It was longer than that.
Yeah, it was a long
96.
time ago.
It's 20 years ago. So Split blew my mind. And then when he tied it in, I was just like mind blown. It was just
Totally. Yeah, I'm totally stoked for it.
And he ties it into Philly, which is even better.
Yes. At the Philadelphia Zoo. That's where he kept all those.
Who else is from Philly? Bruce Willis is too.
He's
Is
from
he
New
really?
Jersey. Haddonfield.
Well, he's from Pennsville.
Is he?
Yeah, Pennsgrove or Pennsville is where
I thought he
his
was
mom
from New
lives
Jersey.
there. His mom lives there because when I used to do soda there, I didn't see it, but the guy that did the Pennsville Acme saw Bruce Willis and Debbie Moore when they came in shopping one day.
No shit.
Yeah,
Ah, that's nice.
whatever.
That's it for all I have. Oh, one correction. We have one fact check. Apparently, the meth-addled beaver fucker was not from Washington Township, New Jersey, but was from Washington State.
Oh, Jamie.
Don't look at me. I just said Washington.
No.
You said Washington Township. We'll go to the tapes.
We'll
Jamie.
go to the tapes. Yeah. I think I just said Washington. I think he went with Washington Township.
I just
John
wanted it to be homegrown.
Yeah, he wanted to be involved in the butt fucking of a beaver.
So the tweaker fucker was over there, huh? Not around
He's
here.
like, it crossed his mind that it seemed like a good idea at one point or another. He's like, he lives in my township.
I knew him.
Yeah.
I was good friends with him.
Yeah, he was a weird one.
Well, at least he's really far away, though. You know what I mean? That's a plus.
So to wrap up, just real quick, Jamie, you are you dived into some gameage.
Oh yeah, Black Ops, the new one.
So
you started playing it?
Yeah, it's
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah, it came out Friday. It's pretty good. The only thing I don't like, it's online only, no campaign.
Oh, I hate that.
Which kind of sucks, but it's got like a modern warfare kind of feel. But the only thing that blows is you go in there, and I was just getting fucking blasted.
Yeah,
because
dude.
you got to like up your rank. So I was playing like the only way, if you go in multiplayer and you're rank 1, 2, you're gonna get fucking smoked.
Yeah.
So how do you gain rank?
So what you do is you just
money?
go to capture the flag and stuff like that, and you can like generally like get points. It takes longer,
Or
and then
you pay
can,
the money.
Then you can create your class. Nah, I don't think you can do that.
It's not pay to play.
I don't think you can. Yeah, I got to look into it. Maybe you can do that, but I don't think you can, because the way like Fortnite's set up, the only thing you can buy there is like skins and dances. Like,
Dude, don't even get me started on that shit, dude.
on that stupid shit. That's why
Isn't Fortnite the most money making game of all time?
Okay,
now?
well, it grabbed the one. That's what I was going to say. Is Black Ops grabbed the one good thing from Fortnite is they have a battle royale, which you get sent, which you get sent in. You grab your weapons or whatever. It does everything except build a fort, which I fucking think is ridiculous.
But you know what? It would still never be as good as Fortnite. I'm not a gamer, but you can't get little kids to play that game.
No, I'm with you. Yeah,
Yes.
You're not going to have the little.
Did I tell you how much money I spent on that fucking thing?
I can't imagine, dude.
So, and here's where the problem is. I don't track it, right? So there was an issue with an unusual charge on my credit card, and I was like, what's this all about? And then I was like, I got that resolved. Microsoft squared it up right away. It's not a big deal. And then I went back into the history, and I'm looking. I'm into that goddamn game for over $500.
What?
Yeah, and
Holy fuck,
yo, you don't buy guns and shit.
No, it's like little shit. I know. Aiden did it one day. Remember when you were talking at your old house? $300 in it one fucking day, dude.
Dude, this was onesie twosies, man. It's like
I know, it builds
$10 here, $20 there, $1 here, whatever
And
it
you're
is.
saying you're not a big deal. It's not. No
Yeah,
big deal,
it's
no
like,
big deal.
all right, go pick up all the shit in the yard, go clean the room, go wash my car, go do whatever. All right, and I'll give you $20 to do all that stuff. And they're like, okay, well, I'll just take it in V-Bucks. And I was like, sold. And then I'm like looking through, I'm like, I'm a fool. I'm like,
you got sold, son.
Yeah. I could have bought a whole PS4, man.
Just imagine every household like that, 400, 200, 300. These guys are making a mint for a game that was free out there.
Hopefully they don't live in California.
Yeah, they're getting taxed.
Yeah, dude, they're making
It's not a mint then. It's, I don't know what's less than a mint.
But like I was saying, like Black Ops is pretty good. I mean, I like it. It sucks, and I'm still stoked about Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
Like that game is fucking ridiculous.
Dude,
What's that about? Real quick. Can you
Western.
It's a
I know
Western.
it's a Western,
It's
but-
Grand Theft Auto like, but you go. It's like a ridiculously long map. I think it takes
Open
60.
world, yeah.
It's like 60 hours. It would take to complete, like consistent or some shit like that.
That's what I mean. If I got into video games and if I had time, and that's not a joke anymore because I don't anymore.
Well, you can do this.
It's not a joke anymore because I don't.
Yes.
But open world concept would be where I would.
Well, this is
it's like choose your own adventure with books, and I love that.
You have to like groom your horses and clean.
See, that would be
clean your
cool.
guns and shit.
That would be cool, like the Zelda thing. Well, like that way.
Somebody was telling me I got to look into this, but
You should
apparently
get into Skyrim. Dude.
I don't know if
Would
you
it be
can.
cool?
I don't know if you can go online, but apparently you can go online and then like go with your buddies and like take over towns and shit. Like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I hope that's true.
Because I was a big Western guy. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Was it last podcast or something like that? Yeah, 2 podcasts ago when we did it. I'm a big John Wayne fan.
Oh yes, that's right.
Dude.
That's right. When James
Huge
was here.
old
I
Western
love
guy.
old
When you weren't in
Westerns.
fear of any type of criticism for wearing rollerblades.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
When that guy wasn't here, I was able to speak freely.
Now, I'm not trying to hold you down.
Dude, how cool would it be if there was some Easter egg where like you take over a town and then the 3 amigos come in to fight you?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be
Oh,
that'd be
dude.
crazy.
But apparently there's like, I think they have like,
And they were badasses.
well, of course I think they put like zombies somehow in there. They'll put like zombie horses or some
oh,
shit.
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
Dead.
That's like because there's like a zombie mode and everything else.
Yeah, it's kind
Well,
of
everybody likes this. World War
Sprinkle a
II. Which
little
one had
zombie.
that?
World War II has zombies.
Yeah,
Nazi
Wolfenstein,
zombies.
right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Wolfenstein, wasn't it?
Wolfenstein, probably. Yeah, I think the
I think
new one.
Wolfenstein-
Kids
zombie
love
version.
the zombies.
But the-
thing.
there's
They just
zombies
love
and
the
Black
I mean, who
Ops.
doesn't? I mean,
Yeah.
we could get into Walking Dead, but somebody here hasn't seen it yet. But still, we just keep moving on.
Hey.
Tag, you're
Yeah.
One of the greatest sci-fi.
Oh, how'd you like Dice in that movie too? It's a great character.
He was good, man.
Yeah.
He was good. Him, Sam Elliott blew me. Everybody blew me away in that movie. I
Dude,
mean,
I got to see this movie.
you really do. And Cindy would.
I turned you guys onto the movie.
Yeah,
You did. You
I'm the
fucking.
only asshole that hasn't seen it.
And you're the one who sees all the movies. Every time we go
I
around.
I got kids that are older.
Dice was awesome, man. He was legit, man. Like he was just he had some flaws, and it seemed like they were there, but it played well with him and
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga's
Yeah, it was
character.
really good.
Really good.
I was
It
amazed,
showed,
actually.
where she was coming from about how he was.
Yeah.
It was really well thought out.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's definitely next on my list. I'll tell you what, it is a little bit of some decisions that I have to make because I really want to see that Halloween movie.
Well, you know what?
Fuck yeah. Dude.
I always
Yeah.
go. I always do the 2-week window. If I don't see a movie within 2 weeks of coming out, I probably wait.
You
I'm
probably
gonna have
wait
to
till
I'm gonna have to sneak
DVR.
out because Brienne's not into those fucking movies.
I'm
Horror
not
movies?
in,
She does not like those.
but I am into this Halloween trailer just because I'm whole into the whole mystique about who Michael is.
Yeah.
I want to see his.
He's evil.
Probably not going to see his face, but I want to see that fucking.
I'll
face.
tell you what, though, in the original movies, Donald Pleasance, the doctor, he made that movie pretty awesome.
I like hearing the stories about like people who watched movies back in the day like that.
John.
No, but in theaters when like that shit was like fresh.
Yeah.
and, like hearing about people like jumping up and leaving the theater and shit.
Yeah,
like I
like-
love
like it
hearing those
shocked
stories.
them, yeah.
yeah, like it shocked them because they weren't
Nowadays,
used
it's
to it.
so hard to shock people
Oh, yeah.
because we're so numb to
Yeah, we're
whatever
numb to
it is.
everything.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll tell you what, when I was a kid,
There's a real life horror story going on. all the time.
yeah, right. Oh,
More ways
we
than
already
one.
touched on that earlier in the episode.
when I was a kid, and I just, it's, the formative years, quote unquote, the trailer for The Shining scared the fuck out of me.
And it should've.
man. Like when he's a little boy, now I'm like a little boy when this trailer comes out, and Jack Nicholson, axe in hand, traipsing through the maze with the snow and everything like that, and Danny, and I'm like, God damn, Stanley Kubrick was a genius. Because that movie, I mean, to this day, it still chills.
Now, is it? No, you got to give Stanley Cooper his credit, but Jack Nicholson, man, whew.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
I mean, he's
hell of a Joker too.
dude. Hell, yeah, I'm fine.
Yes.
Hell of a. It was 9:00 actually. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, he's just all
good.
around, man. Great fucking actor.
We have 28 hours left
Yeah, we're
on,
good.
on the disc.
No, let's worry about it.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
that's
I want
good.
it's
him
9
to
o'clock.
get.
It's-
I want to get him.
You gotta
his-
do
It's
something.
down the road, right? It's not too far. So
He's not. It's not like he's roller skating there.
it's rollerblading, asshole.
sorry.
Rollerblading. Clean my fucking cube, asshole.
Yeah, this
That's
was
making it to the intro.
this was me back in the day playing Mortal Kombat. Look at her. What an asshole. back forward.
Anyway, Jack Nicholson, what movie didn't he make? Like he was phenomenal. I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where I didn't appreciate. Like, if I might not like the
And
movie,
a grade A cocksmith.
there you go. He really was a great. He was trying to hit on Jennifer Lawrence when he was 78 years old.
Dude,
he's like, hey.
He still got the blood flowing,
Dude, all he did was lean up to her as she's being interviewed. I think you're talking about the clip
Yes,
I'm talking
yes,
about.
where she's
And he
trying
was
to
like-
jump in. Yeah.
He was just like, congratulations. Like, and he said, in his Jack way. And she was like, oh my, like starstruck.
Got
like,
her pussy was looking all wet.
but he used to date Lara Flynn Boyle.
Yeah.
And I heard he used to break out the ping pong paddle.
No.
That's what I heard.
Little
Yeah.
pain, little pain.
Little swat or two.
Probably
Yeah.
more than that. Then
Oh my God.
you heard that? There's always it's like the tip of the iceberg. With
Jack's a little prevert.
And I think she was the one that copped to it, not like he was always quote unquote gentleman.
he probably has whips, chains, and all that shit.
Who knows?
Dominatrix type shit.
He's probably just keeping the ladies
Insert
happy.
the beads. Pull them out fast.
So on that note, anything else, gentlemen?
Nah, man, I think we covered it. Daredevil will be the next week's episode. We
Yes.
all know it.
100%.
Don't come in. Don't listen to next week's episode if you don't want to hear spoilers, because
Yeah.
we're going to spoil the shit out of that.
We're gonna go deep for sure.
We're all going to get Red Dead Redemption and play it late at night.
You got it on Xbox, right?
Fuck yeah.
Is it just exclusive Xbox?
Nah, PlayStation 2.
I'll tell you what, you bring it over here and I'll schedule extra hours for that with Shan and my wife.
Too much
and
math, man.
I'll just tell her that it's going to go on a little
Yeah, I like his style. Though.
I got to figure it out, because
I like his
if I
style.
tell her I'm coming over to play video games, it's going to be like,
I know. Door shut. I know. I'm with you.
You know what? I'm gonna just have an emotional crisis, and I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah.
John needs me. Something's going on with him. He's just not doing well. Cindy's leaving him. It's a mess. I need to go over, and then we'll just rock
Real
some Red
quick.
Dead.
Real
Red Dead
quick.
Redemption.
I'll just get
Real quick.
the door open. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, yes, I am.
real quick, soon enough, we will have a YouTube podcast.
Yes, we are going to bring this. We got to do a little bit of research. We got to get our gear set up and everything.
That
We are
is
going to
tough.
bring the show to YouTube for sure. We got to work out the logistics. That's just about it. But that's it.
So you actually get to see all of our ugly mugs.
That's
Yeah, and you can check out Nick on his rollerblades.
Yeah, damn right. buddy. And I'll be gleaming that cube, baby. Watching it. What am I going to be watching, John?
Back to the Future 2 or Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, 100%. You get to take a look at like
Only
Nick said,
because I have too
our
much
ugly
time on
mugs.
my hands.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, I
We're
don't.
getting close.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. As always, you can find us on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify. We're also on YouTube, and soon to be not just the audio version of the podcast, but a actual video version of the podcast on YouTube. And if you're digging the show, leave us some kind words, leave us a 5-star review, and subscribe to our show. It will help us go to get to our long-term goal of total and complete financial independence. So take pity on us and contribute to that effort with a 5-star review. You can also follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or as always, if you're on the old school Facebooks, search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show and follow our page. Thanks, everybody, and have an awesome week.